If you've decided that it's time that you start promoting your music on streaming services or radio or a lot of the other social networks you can promote music on, there are some things you need to do before you even get started. And that's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Vince. I own Very Simple Music Promotions. I'm also a record producer. And a lot of what we've learned over the last couple years has been working with my own clients and releases on my own label. So let's dive in. Now, the type of music we work with is Americana, country, roots rock, and blues. That's generally the things we're going to be talking about. But a lot of the information that I'm going to be sharing with you is applicable to virtually any kind of music. I've spent a lot of time researching music promotion. I've been involved with it and have done it with many of my artists and other artists who've come to me for help. And so that's what we'll be sharing with you. When I started out promoting music, the primary way to get your music in front of people was through radio. In fact, it was virtually the only way to get your music in front of people. It would be a very expensive proposition. I've worked with many top line music promotion services for radio releases, and it's expensive. A lot of times it doesn't pay back what you think it will, and it was very restrictive in terms of there were a set number of stations. They were pretty locked down to formats, and it made it more difficult. Things have changed. The internet has definitely changed everything. Streaming media has definitely changed the landscape. And we've done a lot of research and experimentation with our artists. And we're going to be sharing a lot of the things we found, give you tips that hopefully will help you skip over some of the things that we've done that were wrong and that definitely were a waste of money. And so you can have an efficient use of your money when you're promoting music, because very frankly, it costs money to promote your music. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money, but you're definitely going to have to invest some money, get yourself in front of people, and we'll tell you how to make that work. So it's not just throwing money away. But what we're going to talk about today is things you need to do before you actually get started promoting. If you don't do these things, you might as well not start promoting your music in any of the ways I might talk about. Ultimately, you need a place to let people know more about you. You need a place to share what's going on with your project, and a place where you can gather people who become fans. And you have to have it set up. You have to know how to use it. You have to know how to use it efficiently and keep it growing. First thing is Facebook. You should set up an artist page for either yourself as a singer-songwriter or a band page, a site that looks good, looks professional. You have to have somebody constantly posting on it. You should let people know virtually everything you do. If you're playing live, you should always have your dates posted there. Any information you get from radio stations, you should share with your followers. And again, before you actually get started doing music promotion, you have to work to build at least a base audience. That means you're going to have to twist your friends' arms to become followers of your page. You need to reach out to people. You need to make sure everybody you come in contact who might be interested in your music knows about your Facebook page and becomes a follower. This way, when you post things, you can have it fed out to the people who might be interested in your music. Also, when new people come to your page, they'll see that you have some followers. If somebody comes and you've got 2 followers, they're going to think you're not worth much of anything, and they might lose interest really quick. But if they see that you have kind of an active follower list, that people respond to your posts, they tend to become more engaged. I've seen artists that I've worked with who spend time posting and answering and making sure information about their activities is out there, tend to build up a pretty good audience, and people start engaging more often. And that's your goal, is to have people regularly engaging in your audience. Also, once you have a page, search out on Facebook artists, radio stations, any people who might be interested or you might want to know about your music, and follow them, like their pages. Other artists like their pages. Um, Later on, you can use anybody who follows you back to reach out to. Um, Facebook is always the hardest one, because usually you only go out to the people who follow you. So you have to have some kind of a follower base, but you can make sure that every time you post, it goes out to all your followers. There's a little trick to that, and we'll get into that when we talk more about Facebook promotion. The second thing you need to set up is an Instagram page, an artist or a band page. A lot of musicians that I know think these aren't very useful, but the reality is a lot of the rest of the world uses Instagram more than they use Facebook. When I started promoting, I was getting added to a lot of playlists that were in South America or Europe, and almost every one of them had a page that they wanted you to react with or follow. So it's really good to set one up, and Instagram is really important for that. Again, you're going to want to follow people, get your friends to follow it, post a lot, so when you start getting people searching your page, they'll see some activity and you'll look much more interesting to them. Now, another thing you need to do is set up a YouTube channel. Make it a band channel. I get too many people start posting their band or music videos on a personal page that's mixed up with their family vacation videos. And again, that doesn't look very professional. Set up a specific page as an artist, and then through your distributor, claim it as an official artist page. For music promotion, I consider YouTube probably one of the most important parts of your campaign. You can grow an audience there fairly quickly, and it's actually, you have a lot of control over who's going to see your music, where you're promoting to, more than pretty much any other of the ways to promote. So before we go, I'd like to give you one bonus tip. This is something that I don't see talked about a lot. A lot of people don't consider it, but basically, if you don't do this, you're going to be leaving some money on the table. And depending on how well you do, it could be a lot of money. So that is, register your songs with ASCAP or BMI and set up an ASCAP or BMI publishing company. It's relatively straightforward. You might want to check their website. Sometimes they have deals on the cost. For a while there, BMI was letting songwriters sign up for free, and it costs, I think, $100 or so for publishers. And then I think at one point, ASCAP, if you did both publishing and writing, they let you do it for free. So check ASCAP.com, BMI.com. And the reason you're going to want to do this is, most people say, I don't need to do that because CD Baby or DistroKid is paying me for all my plays on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Music. And that's true. They're paying you for streaming your music. Now, all of those companies have separate deals with ASCAP and BMI to pay another royalty for songwriters and publishers. This is basically the same money that they pay to radio stations when they play your music. So if you're registered with these organizations, you will get some money if you're played on a major radio station. You know, it's usually not much. I think I made from radio, I made $13 for one record a long time ago. But later on, if you do get into your music getting picked up and somebody putting it in a TV show, which can happen, you can make considerable money. I actually had a company that placed music into different cable sports shows, and we all made some money. The writers and myself, we're doing pretty good because that money keeps coming. Every time the song gets played on a show, you get some money sooner or later. So it's worth doing. I recommend it. Most people don't do it, but I have seen the money come from Spotify show up into my BMI account. So that's my bonus tip. Thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you in another video. So get these 3 sites set up for yourself before you start. Make sure you've got them active. Make sure you've got them looking good, that you have sites that look like people come to it regularly, that they're going to get some information from it, and then you can think about starting to promote. If you find this information useful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you'll be notified when we do other videos, which will give you more in-depth information on getting a promotion campaign started. Thanks for watching.